Everybody, we're on a good day. It's Monday, which means it's more Attorney Trilogy. Last time we did the thing was the last bit, the trial for recipe for turnip, and then we did some more investigations for it. Now we're on the last bit of the trial section of recipe for turnip. Let's just get into it. January 8th, 9:46 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Evening, Eddie. I know what you're doing. Go ahead. I have a set to my feet. Go right ahead and do it. Alright. Good morning, Maggie. There it is. Yep. Oh, no! Wait, how is it? No, it's there. Yep. It's there. Kingdom Hearts series confirmed. We'll do that next year. So, what do you think is going to happen today, sir? We'll do it next. We'll start it off next year. No point in me starting off this year. Yesterday's session didn't go so well and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. And we still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Yep. Alright. Are you okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that! A flash of doubt in your eyes! No! That wasn't it. That was, determination. Why don't I believe you? Same time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger! Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. Hey, pal! Hey, Detective Country! Quit stretching Maggie out! She doesn't need that! How did you know she was stressed? I was watching through the doorway. Oh. Looks like you look like you lost the kiss already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help. Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too? Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. From the fig with. That doesn't look like one of the aromatherapy bottles. It's a small bottle that turned up in Travian's kitchen a couple of days ago. Wow, look at all these little bottles. Oh, the aromatherapy oils. He's got so many, they're overflowing into the onto the floor. Hey, wait a minute! There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Well, we know. It doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. Now, we finally got the analysis results back from the lab. So, what is it? Is it poison? I'm reading that, pal. It's medication. Medication? Yeah, for ears. Tropical use only, apparently. For ears? You mean... Yeah, it's the medication Glen Egg was used for structure eardrum. What was Glen Egg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Small bottle refied into the court records. The victim's ear medicine found covered in unidentified fingerprints in the kitchen. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that? Someone screwed up, so they had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. In their arm, they might have gotten something on the prints, but that's going to weaken its impact as a piece of evidence. Okay, pal. This is it. Make sure the fence is impregnable today, gun. Today's trial. I'm going to expose that guy for what he's done. Or my name isn't Beans Right. No, his name isn't. January 8th, 10 a.m. District Court Court number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Brine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor. Very good. Then we'll get underway at once. Just let it be heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Curto. He claims to have witnessed the defendants putting the powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. The mark on the rim of the cup shows the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked up with his left hand. Thank you, Mr. Curto. Furthermore, according to the witness's account, the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. Yet the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. It's amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning, and we must turn it with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Godon. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You get charged, so you've got to change with the times. That's one of my rules. Are you implying that you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answer to these riddles? You know the answer to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing season here. He just throwing us off the scent. Today I'll prove it. Very well. Let the first witness take to the stand. And you are? Oh, bonjour everyone! I'm Jing Dongzhong, the owner of and said restaurant of La Trade Beer restaurant in China. Forgive me for asking this, but are you a woman? No, monsieur. As you can see, I am the perky gentleman, no? On the day of the incident, you were in Cherry Band's kitchen. Isn't that right? What? Monsieur. Everything feels right. Ha! Wow, he's totally unfazed. Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? Very well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened that day at Trebian. Well, volunteers. At Trebian. When it all happened, see, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art deco that day. Like a large mirror between the table, for example. Perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. The cup, the earpiece, and the glasses. Would have seen everything in reverse, no? Mirror? Oui, un gran mirror. La most enormous mirror. And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. I will spin the club in the earpiece conundrum. The mirror will have made everything appear back to front. What the heck? It's way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Hey, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright. And who were the two customers exactly? Yeah. Mans, of course, the young man who died. Not so long man. Are you referring to yesterday's witness, I presume? What the other man Maggie said she saw at the table? Something tells me Mr. Armstrong is implying to disclose his assistance. We need some hard evidence first before we can bring him up, don't we? I guess I'll have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with Art Deco? How come I never heard about that before today? You're not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur? Please stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell the court about this before? I did, just a few moments ago. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong? The second you mentioned. Are you referring to some sort of decorative? No, Art Deco. It is a style of design you're on. It's all about the interior design. Walls, ceiling, carpets, that sort of thing. Ah, yes, of course. Art Deco. I was trying to achieve a more feminine look for my song. As mine the most bold remodeling of the decor. How big of the mirror are we talking about here? Ooh. Something about 4 meters wide and about 2 meters high. Let's see. 1 meter is about 1 yard. Holy glass in a frame, that's huge! I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. The ceiling? Was there a ceiling on the... Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. No. But I decided not to go through with it in the end. What should I do? Should I press more for the mirror or not? What's that? Alright. If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. But there's nothing about a mirror in Mr. Crudo or Maggie Sprite's testimony. But
objection.
Didn't ask, right? You only have yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? A man was delivered to Trey Bien the day before the incident. Really? And as Mr. Armstrong testified, he was trying out some design changes. And as it turns out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This just does not up. Even though the mirror was delivered to Trey Bien, it doesn't prove that was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Ah. If you want to doubt someone's right, look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be dubious enough. So witnesses yesterday had seen the victim's reflected in the mirror. No, I expect. Even Jason, hope having a good day. I expect people to know the difference between a reflection on a real object.
Objection!
Normally, how does normality come into this? That's lame, right? Even for you. Huh? Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that? Where does that leave the port-headed lawyer and the top-notch chick over there? Oh, he's just not finished. You go live in about 6 or so minutes. And the ungodly cool guy with the mask over here. Well, trite. Also, not the hair. I don't have a top knot. Also, I may have 200 IQ at the end of the level. You can let me know later. The girl is correct. Lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Yeah, and logic has one day. Everything? How would he have seen everything in reverse? Wait, hey Nick, we should take a sec and think about what old CD said in his testimony. How did he phrase it again? The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens with specs. No questions, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear without a doubt. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. If he saw everything he described reflected in the mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left was actually on the right, huh? And that clears up all the problems of it with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Ha! It's kind of hard to believe everything's the fault of a mirror, but you think he saw everything for reflection? Yeah, it would explain all the contradictions in his testimony. But that just makes the situation worse for Maggie. There's gotta be something in that woman's testimony. You just gotta dig deeper. No, I'm gonna save. Ah, but that's... Oh, yeah, right. If it was a mirror, then it'd say right, but... the thing still shows the left.
Objection!
Coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? The boy is wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. So, to summarize, if we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side, now, if Mr. Kudo saw that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactly, man. You see, Monsieur, nice thought you think about it. It's not so hard, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run to monumental contradiction with the facts. If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it that the HMD is nigh on the wrong side of his head? Order! Mr. Wright is correct! If the witness genuinely observed the victim's reflection in the mirror, then we'd expect the victim's earpiece to have been over his right eye.
Objection!
How bitter. Right, you should have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee? Or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks? You remember this, I presume? I broke a fizz. Sorry. I'll apologize. I mean, Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. It's more of an impression he makes. The more money his mind makes. And what's the most striking thing about Mr. Egg? Clearly, it's the victim's eyepiece. And that's my point. The old man strikes again. The Egg's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles as he was wearing. Oh yes, they're both on his left ear. Did you hear? His left ear. Ha. Well, trite. That's the worst, but best impression of Kudo ever. Wow, I really thought he was old city for a minute there. God, that's good. Enough! I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Ah, look, Nick! Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a trash. A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Mr. Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Wait, I can explain, please. If you will look at the plan of the restaurant. The mirror. Hello, is everyone sitting comfortably? The mirror. It is in the middle of the restaurant. The fight hit. Let's see two halves. So there is only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. Okay. So that was the seat of the table next to the victim. So that was where the old man was sitting. After a lot of terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror so it was not in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else. I see no problem with the explanation we have just heard. From the table next to the victim, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim in the mirror. What a naughty little croquet. Confused all see men like this. Don't worry about it. We can keep up. Except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again. Arrgh, I hate that guy. You said you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror? Are you quite sure about that? Volunteers, of course. Hello, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. So, for one of the achievements, I have to press every statement as of... That's the usual spell, so... So, run this by me again. The mirror is here, correct? We? Really? Because I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way.
Objection!
Oh. Yep. Look who's talking, right? Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But, this is my seat in the courtroom. Rebian's charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily place a mirror in that spot would hardly be in the way. I also, for anyone who's wondering, I did quotation marks. Right? Unlike you, trite. I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there in the little restaurant. And where would that be? Well, Luca, you lean towards me. Always attracts the younger boys. Maybe I actually keep you in suspension a little longer. Mr. Armstrong! Held the court, but you know once! Okay. I attract the older ones too, you know. Ansem, shall I teach you too? No. I've already seen a fire hot someone. Oh, sorry, I'm already seeing a fire hot someone. I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. I bet she's a richest cream skim of a cappuccino perfume. And I will tell you, that was the only one seat from which you could have seen. So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat? Mas, monsieur, is no? Because la plans, you understand. La victim would have been reflected in la mirror, so if you were sitting on that table next to him, you would have seen everything, no? So that's the seat O'City was sitting in on that day. When the poisoning happened, your mom was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that seem kind of odd? Did you move the mayor while Mr. Crudo was off calling the police? Oui, exactly. I carried out of the restaurant then. You move a huge mirror like that all by yourself? What can I say? I know how to pick things up, Anson. Goddard's actually, he laughed at something. Well, given the witness visit, I suppose it's possible. Did you move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong? I look like the obliging type, no? Are you sure about that? I touched nothing except the mirror. Mr. Wright, is there something that said that doesn't match the crime scene? Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on what exactly. Ha! Suffering from a case of heartburn, right? Oh, I have just something for that. An oil golden river frankincense. Add a few drops to your coffee and voila! Enjoy. This Phoenix, brief. You can orders too, just find some evidence. It's pretty strange. It is pretty strange, though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You think someone would have been making it and near the old city? And the only logical explanation is that there was no mirror inside Trebien that day. Now I've got to prove it somehow. Let's try something. So, look at the crime scene photo. Yeah, that works. This piece of evidence contradicts with the testimony we just heard, Your Honor. The crime scene photo? The crime photo? Yes, the photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not assist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? should not exist? Ah, sounds like you're describing yourself, right?
On that, the defense would please clarify its statement. What is the something that should not exist in the photo?
So, we could imagine breaking a face. Why is this still here? I think that it's pretty obvious that this is what should not be in the picture. The face!
The face? What possible connection does that have to do with this witness testimony?
Your Honor, I'm telling you that there shouldn't be... There should have been no face on this table. Because this very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all!
Objection!
Don't be an idiot, right? That's impossible. The seat was... That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There is only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribune that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie. Oh,
Objection!
don't try to confuse the court's trite. Obviously, the victim cleaned up the face, while the police were taking their time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Garot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror.
Oh, witness! What you have to say for yourself?
Oh, I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day.
Not at this revelation. We return back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in the ear and an ear in which he couldn't hear?
You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. You want to claim that the mirror wasn't there, right? Then this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If you can answer this, then I'd be much closer to the truth. I can feel it.
Are you going to be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick?
There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya.
What do you mean?
Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. Did you see it? You might have to do something. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up.
Well, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all this contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. This case is riddled with contradictions. Oh yeah, I put it in if anyone's wondering. You just listened as the victim was a phony. Yet, there's one very simple reason that clears them all up.
And that what is that?
The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events. What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Egg at all. It was an imposter. A phony pretending to be Mr. Egg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake.
Order on the court! Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom!
Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh?
What did you say?
Right? Are you saying that what Mr. Crudo saw was a setup? Yes. Someone pretended to be Glen Egg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Crudo.
Objection.
Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Crusoe was most insistent about in his testimony was the serving girl brought him a Jaffiquino, and she put something in it. That whole serving girl right there in the defense, sure, I remember her well.
It's so hard to believe, but there was one and only one reason to show Mr. Crudo the steak poisoning.
To show Maggie Bride in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Objection.
Are you insinuating that the witness in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chief was I'll try it again. It's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening.
that's right. Well, but this... If your restaurant really was a scene of such fear addicts, you would have known about it, correct?
Oh la la, this is most difficult for me. No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath after all. Was there, in fact, a phony à très bien that day? The defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened.
The defense request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain, in detail, the offense in the restaurant that day.
We. In the restaurant.
La victim, Monsieur A, came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. So there were no other customers. When he got the word he won the lottery, I became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No. So there was no time for a phony to do that acting. Just so we're clear, there was no mirror in the restaurant after all. Just found that they put on. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted these mess to be cleared up very quickly. What you have done is commit perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later. For now, we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please.
He took that you charge a bit too well. I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after this cross-examination. Alright. There's just things we have left today. So, was he alone at his table as well?
Man, oi! I saw him from the kitchen.
Yet the defendant, Miss Bride, remembers it differently. She swears there was another man at the victim's table.
Objection.
Ha! Unfortunately for you, Trite. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. Oh yeah, it's mostly... I suppose yeah, because I'm used... They're little signs you can save. Obviously, like, testing and stuff, yeah. Just that he's... No, seeing you squirm like that reminds me. A certain coffee better or sweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking? It's not coffee, it's love. It's love that's bittersweet. Reading my essay that makes her seem wise all of a sudden. Bioma, you mean Victor Crudo, correct? Oui. It comes often at from my special coffee. I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special. I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience. Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime. I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more. So, Mr. Crudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about his arrival in more detail. So, for trophy, we can eat a certain thing. Now, how many minutes? So you're saying that not much time eclipsed between when the victim and Mr. Crudo arrived? Okay. Oh, Sass is correct. That's at least the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. But by your recollection, how much time would you have eclipsed? You say eclipsed, sorry? Let me see. Approximately 2 minutes, I would say. 2 minutes? That's all? It seems unlikely that anything untowards could have happened in such a short time. Rats! I know you shouldn't have pursued this line of questioning. So your only customer were Mr. Crudo and the victim?
Objection!
How many times do you need to ask the same thing right? You never catch me drinking the same blend twice. Huh? You're trying to establish the presence of a phony victim in the restaurant? But you're wasting your time. Can't grind birdseed to make coffee. Catch my drift. There's a hole in this testimony somewhere. I'm sure of it. Did you see him? No, I was inside the kitchen, but I got him. I remember him shouting, "Yes! $500,000! Presumably the defendant heard that too, then correct? Maggie? She looked like a poor girl frightened, a poor little frightened dove. What about Mr. Crudo? The old man choked on some birdseed. Seeds that got stuck in his throat. Seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. And what were you doing at that point? Without any customers, you must have had time to kill. I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur. Sorry? What do you mean? Said is la renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and la tragic poet, Clarence Armstrong. Clarence? Oui, I was writing a poem. An angry tale of a chef in $500,000 of debt. Cooking for a man who won $500,000 on the lottery. It is called Pourquoi? It means why? Perhaps I could recite it for the court? Please don't. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred? I asked little man to call from La payphone. By your own argument, right? The purpose of this phony victim performance was so the old man would see. In other words, once the incident occurred, this opportunity will completely disappear. Indeed. And it seems like Shadow of Doubt has lifted. No surprise? I guess Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh? Absolutely. someone was impersonating Mr. Egg, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He was there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? She fell unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, you mean that's when the phony staged attacked? We'll know for sure once I find a hole in this testimony. Now we can actually get the right hole past the other one. Out of curiosity, but what time was it Mr. Kudo arrived? Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur. I believe you were told by a witness yesterday. The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of skirt. Very old man, sir. Oh, does that perhaps jog your memory, witness? An incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no? It's after 2, huh? Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, Shaw. You are wonderful! I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? The time of the day will be added to the witness testimony. Me, Monsieur Judge. Everything I do for you. Yes, Ben. It's French, isn't it? I'm glad at least one person is in a good mood. He's even humming a song to himself. I remember that old man arrived not long after him, just after 2 p.m. You still need to press this, by the way. Are you absolutely sure about that time? When I really thank God, I'm sure it was just after 2. Oui. It is the time I stopped surfing the lunch menu. Quite right. I always break for lunch when the restaurant are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up this early just to make it on time. I guess you should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. Oh, would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get over your testimony, please. Nah. So, good question. If he arrives at 2, why is this at 1:30? I'm afraid I finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. Wait, what do you mean? Okay, at the time in question, the victim was listening to his radio with his earpiece. Oh. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That must be La Show Mon Egg was listening to. I can't see the problem with this testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. You said the victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. I know it was that time because I just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, right? You have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. and it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. It's on the air 1:30? Aye, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy would have occurred after 2 p.m. Because the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier at that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has not done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over, there is only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. The victim was an imposter. acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glen eggs in Trebian that day. The real Glen egg, not dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glen egg acting at the offense for Mr. Crudo's witness.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, if that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time the discrepancy?
Objection.
Quite the performance, right? You were almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation in the build your song. What is this? Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your magic theory, it's now just after 2. Phony Egg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain then where the real Glen Egg is? I don't believe I had to spell this out for the court. However, at that time, the real Glen Egg was already dead.
That's certainly his conclusion.
Objection.
Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. What? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. Can you explain where the missing corpse went to?
The missing corpse?
According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Egg, then where did the killer hide the body of the real victim?
Prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. The theory is to stand up to examination by the court. You must provide us with proof by answering the prosecutor's question. Where did the killer hide the body?
Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proved where the body was hidden. Evidence? What's with this intense pressure in here all of a sudden? I thought I had him with that contradiction. Hey, but he's turned it all around. I backed me into a corner instead.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Wright. The court will now hear the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real... Oh, Mr. Egg concealed?
Inside the thing. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, the body must have been inside somewhere inside Trebian.
Interesting. But where could a body have been hiding inside the restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. This application where the body was concealed inside is...
Take that!
The body was in here.
I see.
Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up? Where's the evidence that proves the body was hiding in that location? What is the bottle? Mr. Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle?
No.
I've never seen that ugly bottle before in my life.
I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that body found, Mr. Wright?
Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Trebian. Yeah. Oh, we got it.
Wait. But I only ever use the bottle for my aromatherapy oils.
But this bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication.
What kind of medication?
I'm sure everyone remembers, don't they? Mr. Egg visited the otological clinic and was given medication that day. I'm pretty sure I'm still butchering that freaking Clink's name. You can't be serious. The defense has the contents of the bottle analysis, and I have the lab results here. The contents of the bottle match the prescription that was given to Mr. Egg. The next murderer hid the body in the restaurant kitchen, at which time this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Mr. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Mother. Yes, you know what I'm about to say. It was you who hit the victim's body. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bride. However, you were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Order! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Egg? Never! I could not do such an horrible thing. No! Oh. Mr. Gonan! Bitterness. Also, I've never seen anyone choke down that much coffee in my life. Although it's been a long time since I played this game, so I probably forgot about that. Every time I get lied to, I always start a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? And I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, Chief. Chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear? I hate Delicate friend. Pretty sure I messed that up. She's first down on Watland. Please, you must hear me out. It is not a trap. Listen to me. Por favor. Habano Esperando. Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only going to ask you once. Did you do it? Oh, no! Absolutely no! Let's hear it. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps? Witness, the corporal will permit you the chance to make one final statement. If you lie under oath again, Mr. Rod's coffee mug awaits you. Judgment by coffee, that is unusual. As does my gravel. There it is. Wait, is this clear? Why? What do they always say in the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. Confession. It is true. I had the body in the kitchen. A man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along. And because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him. I swear it. You must believe me. You were forced? By who? I cannot say, or will be erased. Okay, let's try a different question then. Okay. When Mr. Egg died, was he really the only person at his table? Yes, it was. So it was another man. Well. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. You may call someone the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's just one more thing I need to do. I gotta break this guy. Get him to tell us the name of the real killer. Okay. Did you carry the body by yourself? Oh, I carried him and I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. Oh, I could not leave him here. No, sorry. But why did you hide the bodies? What man? Who was he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. Okay. He's really scared. We'll just have to put the words in the smoke, Nick. Yeah, you're right. You won't tell me, I'll tell him. But why would you go along with this man? What reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? No, monsieur. Yes? Surely you cannot expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden? You're a bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. I can't finish the cross-examination without establishing this reason. I'll just have to prove it. Evidence. Oh, crap! I missed. So you were claiming that all you did was hide the bodies, is that correct? Wait, Saturn! We are to believe you, Mr. Armstrong. You must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who ordered you to do this. He's already confessed as much. You might as well stop dancing around the real issue. Yeah, he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is. And sock it to him, Nick! Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So this is one of the ones I had told you that you can do this two ways from what it seems to be. From his testimony aside. I went the wrong way, didn't I? I took the long way. You have a $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is that true, Mr. Armstrong? Oui, just at the soul. I was weak. I borrowed a little money. This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel. And that is why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man.
Take that!
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark. And you had no way of paying it back, did you? That's why you were forced to do anything. This man told you. We, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong! The tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting him with a victim to demand that he repays the loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he me to. I had no choice. I carried the body and in conscience Maggie out of the dining area. And didn't use the kitchen. After that, I just tried to forget what I had seen. think we can safely say that the man was forced. Your hand was Mr. Furio Tiger.
I do have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. The poison and the lot you take it were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing in the smell?
Oh, I knew nothing about that.
It looked like it was you had done it. I was none.
It is to speak of blood.
Is it going on? We will summon this Furio Tiger as a witness. I doubt that can be arranged today, so we will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow.
30 minutes.
What?
The trial will go on. I'll see it to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. Haida! Don't sit back and relax yet, right? No one knew no one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way.
Very well. Request is granted, Mr. Conant. We will resume once Mr. Tiger is ready to take the stand. Until then, court is adjourned for a 30-minute recess.
Right. Now comes the big part. January 8th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Okay. So we're finally gonna see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I crossed the summon Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But God, I picked up on it, remember? He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. If that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey! That's the pot calling the kettle black, you little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright?
I can't stand when I don't have a job to do. I'll kind of get wound up.
Arrgh! No kidding. You gotta have something to do. You need me to do, pal? Anything! Well, hey. I'm gonna take a jog back down to the Pinnacle. I could get some prints eyes for you if you've got an hour. An hour? Trial would have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprints analysis done in an hour. You bet! In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? Oh yeah, right, it's just still unidentified. If you're going back to the station anyway, did you find out whose prints are on these? Oh hey! That's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time you solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal! Actually, that's been going on with me too. My bottle given the detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Courtroom number 4. I'm pretty sure the judge got his lunch by 9. Oh, it's right. One of these. Okay.
Corporal, now reconvene. Mr. Crawlett, did you get this Furio tiger?
I even tamed him for you. It was a free cup job. No problem. Tamed him? The guy just needed maybe Furio Tiger. But come on! He's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites.
Very well. Please show Mr. Tiger to the stand. Witness, please state your name like Mr.
Don't hide under the table, Maya!
Unless there's room for me down there too. Would you mind?
What you say to me?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest.
Who could have guessed that fear would reduce a bad Brooklyn accent to the judge? I've got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky?
No, of course not. It was the judge.
Your Honor?
Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal.
That's it. We're doomed. Maybe you just didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one that hauled you in.
Too cool.
Let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bride? Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom drama.
Of course. Well, perhaps you can give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did in the day of the murder.
Phoenix, right? You're the one who set this up, didn't you? Yes, gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick! The tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. Sorry. Yeah, I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tandy Liner every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask Viola.
Last I found my pen. Alright, well then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. What is it, please? Witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. I'm just gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tingle with a tiger. Ha! I love a good spectator sport.
Just a minute. That's really not.
This witness is, how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side, and he'll bite everyone's head off. Yours too.
Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here.
You better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
The court will impose a penalty for any irregularities irrelevant pressing witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. I'm out from under there already. Would you? So, yeah, There's just two things we need to do here. We'll press this because it's the actual one that feels important. Are you sure about that? We're talking about a month ago, you know. You see DC? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about file the Caponari? She writes everything in my scheduler. December. Mainly in the office. That's what it says, and that's where it was.
That seems like a rather, sketchy schedule.
There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now, what? Mr. Tiger, what's this want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail.
Objection!
This is a dead end, Triton. You know it. Remember the rules.
Objection!
No. It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately.
I agree.
The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set a foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
I do believe that with this last statement was important. Mr. Ganon, if you could please.
Mr. Tiger, the court asked you to add that last testimony to your statement. Last statement to Don't let the animal beat you. Yeah, man, Your Honor. Ask him yourself. The day she's talking about what I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before. Where's the calendar?
Objection!
Mr. Tiger? You claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Egg. But it appears that Mr. Egg knew you. What? Mr. Egg left this little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd.
December 3rd? That's the day of the murder.
So, Mr. Tiger, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Egg. Because on the day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. It's actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you. See how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying for his teeth.
With this, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated.
Just call me a liar? Stop what you're doing. So you say that you claim to have never seen the kid before? Is that the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. Ha! And I say that gives me time to enjoy a cup of pure black magic. That is, well, you testify for the court again, Mr. Tiger.
Oh, yes, would you mind indulging the court witness?
You never actually met the victim. That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nail this guy. Victim, Glen Egg. Okay. I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Egg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow some cash from me. I settled a meeting with the guy at my office, Tendy Lander. I waited around for him, and he ain't ever showed. I ain't never been to that tri-band joint. Yes, here?
I see. That all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up.
I've heard pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead.
Very well, you may begin your summation, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bell's going straight to you, right? Oh, I'm not 100% sure if we still have the penalty system. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try pressing, because I would like to at least have some bother. And yet, your name was written on the victim's calendar. Get that horse calendar out of my face. I'm the tiger, not a lame horse, you porcupine. Tigers like me and horses like that for breakfast.
No. Witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Not that they would ever.
Right. Not that they ever did that. That would have also been critical evidence to a certain case. That's never happened before.
Well, there was a case once where a young lad ate...
Anyway, oh yeah, he picked that up very quickly. If you had never met the victim before, how do you explain this note he left? We can cross this up. We can do no one was not. Yay! That's very strange. According to the manager of the firm where the victim worked, December 3rd was the date he had to repay his loan. He wasn't due to discuss money, but repaying what he owed. Oh yeah? Maybe you're right. Whatever it was going down at the beginning of December. So you did meet Mr. Egg then. Hey, right. You might want to cool your jets for a sec. Oh, okay. So your meeting wasn't supposed to be a très bien then? Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk to with my clients, I got an office stacked out for the job. I got the best punching bags you ever saw in there. Not exactly a professional office you got there, you know. So you were in your office on the day in question? He didn't show up? Ha! What do you think, right? Let's see. How does a dead man get from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office? Okay. And you yourself didn't go to Très Bien? Okay. What are you telling me to pin? What are you trying to pin on me here? Why don't you just come out of my office? We can chat about this thing my way, yeah? I got the best punching bag you ever saw in there. No need. I'm good. Thanks. Listen up. I ain't got nothing more to say except this. Never? Not even once? Not even once. I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's cup. Capiche? You think he did meet Glen Egg? Not likely. Because I'm convinced this guy's behind the whole thing. You mean that whole testimony he just gave was a lie? Of course. I can't afford to give him time to think of what needs to plug the leaks in it. I've got to nail him, but I still can't. So, I'm pretty sure he has been there. Whoops, wrong. Evidence. That was the wrong evidence. We'll roll this one. Mr. Tiger, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What you just talking about? We found them in your office at Tandy Lander. They're from that restaurant. What? If you've never been to Trebian before, then what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been sniffing around my stuff too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no brawl controlling me. Order, no witness. I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. It ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still have never met that kid. Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him! He did meet Glen Egg that day. He did put the poison in his coffee. He must have. Atrebian. Oh, this is. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid over the table, stiff as concrete. Okay, I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cops siren on my way out, so I went straight back to my office. And I went straight back, I'm sorry. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha, no problem. Anytime Trite presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Connaught, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it! Yes, sir! The special express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since you're just paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? I know what this one. Okay, this one's. Huh. Last word here. You mean you saw Glen Egg's dead body? I guess it did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth you call a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches! Burn watches! I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker.
Out of interest, Mr. Hager. What winds you up the second most?
Huh? Watches think. Squirrel watches. Is this guy for real? Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Oh. So the tiger's a busy cat, and I don't hang around for no one. Okay. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? There are matches inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in... Sorry. Yeah, our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Poor gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. So, you say front door? I could be a scene.
Objection!
You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tiger? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, right? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tiger. From there, your field of fishing would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have a clear view of the victim's scene.
Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. That's not possible, sorry. If the corporate think back, you remember that between each of the tables, there's a there's a small partition.
Why, that's true.
Now look at the puns again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Trebian, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day, because you met with him!
Objection!
Wrong! Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table.
Objection!
The defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Crudo was not Glen Egg, but a fig. What? In order to have Mr. Crudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade.
That would do. This trial's gone long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly is this real killer who impersonated the victim? You said a killer murdered Glen Egg, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Crudo? In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court.
Isn't it obvious now? Obviously, the killer is Spiro Tiger. No one else could have done it.
What?
Well, witness. Ha ha ha. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you still understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tiger. It's the defense. Go on ahead to tell them. Tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright!
Sounds to me like it must have been you, man. You just got guts, I give you that.
Mr. Wright! Don't leave me behind the handles alone.
Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment.
Mr. Goodhart!
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see the victim, just the victim. Oh, no, no, no.
Serving girl brought him a check. Cappuccino. And she put something in it. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuous. Put something white, some white powder in there.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee.
Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee.
Very impressive, Mr. Goodhart. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glen Egg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright.
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glen Egg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress is also part of the show?
What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
The defendant, Miss Bragg, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her.
Who on earth is it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed?
Take that!
Who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cabanari. She's an employer of Tandy Lander. Just making a big mistake. Do you know who Viola's grandfather is? This better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick! Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bride, has stated the following. Yeah, we'll see. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true that there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. She had a kind of crackling laugh. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table was nobody but Mr. Bride seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left eardrum was The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he had supposedly listened to half an hour after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real, and once for show. And Mr. Furo Tiger, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you.
Witness? What have you got to say?
That's cute.
Sorry?
Yes, alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have another chat. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You just got it all wrapped up nice, alright? I just missed out on one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met the kid too. But I could not poison him, just here.
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tiger?
Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony.
Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at 3 p.m. between yourself and the victim?
Eyes to the victim. Yeah, I loaned that cash. About $100,000. Okay, that day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had his pay back, did you see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won! $500,000! He got lucky, you know, real lucky. Okay. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
Now, I see the principal amount you loaned Mr. Egg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you just got the fig to take in the account. Interest must have fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if he ain't got no motive, he ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? I said the victim. Oh, you're right. Did he have any way of paying the loan back? The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he wanted a big win. So I agreed to help him.
Help him? You?
I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get a big win. But the guy kept losing. So you weren't helping him for your sake. For yours? Went for a compromise. You see, Henry? I hear yous. What's the difference, huh? So you help me, I help yous. I don't believe this! Nick, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5 max. Thanks a lot, Maya. Hope we can do some loan again. So, how much were you expecting him to pay you back that day? What's his thing? The whole package, $100,000 including interest. Okay, that's a real heavyweight punch. Okay, once a client misses the repayment, you just call the whole loan in. You'll want to make it in my world? That's all you just gotta know.
And how many times has Mr. Egg been late for his repayments?
Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Sounds like Mr. Egg was in a really sticky spot. Yeah. $50 a month? Never paid that huge loan off. He'll never pay that huge loan off.
Hold it!
How much did he have left in his stand? Just one in. You want it in round figures? About $100,000. That's the whole amount. We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet. What? You just telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for coffee?
He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Egg.
That guy was smooth, I tell you. Real smooth. You have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skidding on Phoenix with me. Was that because the guy won the lottery? Was his last chance at a big win? Sorry.
And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question?
That's it.
A millionaire radio show starts at 1:30 p.m. and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy.
The whole scene was acted out 30 minutes later. Also, Mr. Kudo would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't gonna forget it. I ain't never gonna forget it, sorry. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. There was no one there. I wore that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Carbonari were all there at the time.
So the victim had intended to repay you for his lottery winnings from the beginning?
Seems that way to me.
But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you?
Ha. The undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had. That's what defines a true gambler. It makes us sound so cruel. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the tennis chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. What exactly are you implying the defendant did? How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? Okay, she wanted it so bad. She poisoned Mr. Egg's coffee. Unlikely theory, your words haven't held water lately, Mr. Tiger. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scene, right? The law doesn't exactly agree with some of the details I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split.
I see.
Your Honor, the witness' last few statements are worth two cups of coffee.
I concur, Mr. Coron. You will amend your testimony accordingly, witness.
So that's what she's out of my face, right? I'll try this. Oh, so that. Alright. The tiger's trying to pin Primal Maggie. I asked him about what's all night. It's only gonna damage her kiss. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are yous all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there. They're about to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that witch just got in the way.
As far as I could tell from the witness testimony, other than recuperating his loans, Mr. Tiger had no motive for killing the victim. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with the testimony, or would you like to have it amended?
I'm not going to get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony amended.
Very well. Miss, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements, please.
Oh, I forgot they don't. I was after $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy.
Hold it!
Okay.
Are you saying you had no other motives that day?
Yeah, so what? Then, why didn't you take the ladder ticket when you left? Why'd you think? Because of Four Eyes over there.
Because of Maggie?
How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? Since you wanted it so bad. She poisoned the egg's coffee.
Objection!
I like it.
Oh, we've already had this line. Your Honor. Oh yeah, we've had this. Better leave it at that and try to figure something out. Thank you, Your Honor. But there's no need to amend the testimony.
Very well. You're with your cross-examination then.
So the tiger was meeting Glenn Egg to get his money back. If Mr. Egg had just given him the lottery ticket, that would have been the end of it. Yeah. So what's the tiger's motive? This is the big one. Don't manage to undermine this testimony. It's all over for us. Why would he have the poison Mr. Egg? And why did he loan him the money in the first place? When he knew he couldn't repay him. So, there was something else. Where is it? Here it is. Got this.
Objection!
This was pretty funny. So you just intended to get back the $100,000, Mr. Egg owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. Egg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
Objection!
What are you getting at, trite? What else would a money lender be after other than money? Oh, the money lender was after money. But money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hopes of ever receiving repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Egg had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glenn Egg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Egg put up in order to borrow the money.
Objection!
He's trying to suggest that his motive was to get hold of that program. Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense. He is by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without pursuing the murder. Of course he could. provided that he had time. But what if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
Seems you have a logical conclusion for this fear, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share with us? Why did Mr. Tiger need the money to the tune of $1 million?
Take that!
In December of last year, you had found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Okay, I wanted to do it at least once. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million? Preposterous sum! Someone should sue these HMOs.
Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tiger had... Thank you. Like I said, it was one shot. I got one shot at the reference. I might as well take it. But Mr. Tiger had no choice but to pay. Because his very life depended on it.
Order! Order! You said his life depended on Mr. Wright?
Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cavanari. Did you say Cavanari? Cavanari? I'm getting the name wrong. Bruno Cavanari. Mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city and darling grandfather of his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cavanari. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruno Cavanari demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, you decided to sacrifice Glenn Egg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tiger's sole intention was to get his hands on the CD. Glenn Egg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tiger knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind Mr. Tiger would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Egg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tiger with no way of getting his hands on an all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So we resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy. He murdered Glenn Egg and then made his next move. Framed Maggie Bragg for the crime. Mr. Tiger poses Glenn Egg, while Viola Cavanari played the role of Miss Bride. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Curto.
Objection!
Like I said, right, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Objection!
And Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tiger's plans. I didn't use it. You just put on like a show, Spiky. If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You stand there dressed up like that kid, try to witness and frame someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd have a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bride had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, trite? What is this trick you say Mr. Tiger performed to frame the accused?
Take that!
The big boss. What on earth is that? What an insult to anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tiger, you didn't just pose the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very courtroom, you posed as me! What? That's the truth. What? The witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing here, this very court, a mere month ago. The finished right who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen.
Objection!
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove that attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand to testify that it was him? Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Objection!
Have you no pride, sir?
Objection!
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, right? Here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Goodall is right. Your Honor? Speaking up for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge. The power vests to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by memory without evidence to support it. No! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tiger are dubious for sure, not conclusive. But it came so far. You say impersonate Glen Egg. Okay, impersonate you. None of that adds up to the murder charge. We don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled, you got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around the bed, but I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ah. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. I just have one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tiger. Hold it! Your Honor, sir! Wait! Detective? Detective Gumshoe? Sorry it took so long, pal. I sticked everything on this. My badge, the works. Here it is! My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Is it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? What? January 5th, 2:48 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prince, pal. And this medicine bottle? Oh, so, do you know who the prince belonged to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So tell us, you're the Tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal, all over the bottle. Our favorite Tiger's paw prints, alright. That's great. We got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are all in this that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage of the trial is irrefutable evidence that the Tiger put poison in Glenn X coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This is our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you die, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your heart now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. So I'll put it into the pockets. Covered in Fair Tiger's fingerprints, so that's the only info. January 5th, 3:04 p.m. District Court, Department number 4. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Wright. Show us. Naturally. We can all assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been no court before. But these lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. Maybe he thinks he's got me beat. He'll let us guard down a bit. keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
Take that!
This is the defense final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor? Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tiger. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you're saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway? Phony trial, phony lawyer, phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tiger, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Egg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tiger, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? You make a good clown, you know that? What? Yes, you ain't gonna get that to stick. You're just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like this is gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, finish right. That ain't the bottle with cyanide, the cyanide in it. No. This is the bottle we found traces of poison in. What? Traces of the poison in? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. This cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. You idiot. Got him. Lost. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle. Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you just ain't gonna find my prints in that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. The lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Sir Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I say? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. Yeah. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You just don't know who you're just messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You just think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. And all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. I'm not going any further than that. What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, trite. I've saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Oh then, how are things going with Mr. Tiger, Mr. Garnett? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Egg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a grave error. This bride was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Your tiger is a truly frightening criminal. Ha. A truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Hold on. Well, I'm now in the position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bride, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. January 5th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed, all that trouble a month ago. Now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Oh yeah. Congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were in this all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective! Just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted a spot for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any that wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can you put a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should have some good shit. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you for all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me. That's why. He thought I might have it. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
Take that!
Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. But that's a present from Detective Gumshoe. He made it with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. False allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Recipe for Tournament is meet its end. And we're going to the first episode, Tournament Beginnings. And that's actually where we're going to start. We're going to wrap up this stream. That's where we're going to start things off. So yeah, next stream we'll be doing Tournament Beginnings. I double checked something. This is not going to be a very long one, so this will probably be a single stream. But once you get to the one after it, it's going to be a big one. But I'll wrap things up here. Hope it's a good day. Hope it's a good week. We'll be back on this Wednesday. And yeah, that'll be it. I'll see you next time. Bye.